The union government is reviewing its position on export duty of white and brown rice. Sources say the measures are being considered as prices have stabilized in the domestic market and government has adequate stock to meet the demand and welfare schemes as well. Sources say a review of the restrictions on export of wheat and sugar is also underway. Rice exporters have been calling for the removal of the 20% duty and are seeking approval to export 1 million tons of broken rice in 2023. Joining me now to take this forward are two special guests right now. Rajiv Kumar, Executive Director of the Rice Exporters Association. Also, Vinod Kaul of the All India Rice Exporters Association. Mr. Kaul, if I can begin with you, give us a sense of the justification, the explanation you've given to the government, urging them to lift this 20% export duty on white and brown rice.
Yes, what we have done, we have mentioned to the government by data. We have said that, look here, last year, this was the volume of business that was transacted in terms of semi and wholly milled rice and brown rice. And we have anticipated the impact of this 20% duty, which escalates the cost. And we have said that at least 25% volume will drop because it becomes price incompetitive, particularly in the African market, which is our major stronghold market for non-basmati rice. And in terms of value, we have made calculations based on the FOB values that were being obtained. We have said that we will lose 6,500 crores worth of foreign exchange if a reversal of the decision is not taken sooner, because the position of rice availability in the country is not bad. So government may reconsider the decision.
Right. Any kind of assurance that you have been given by the government, Mr. Kaul? We hear that a decision could be announced as early as Thursday.
See, government cannot give an assurance like that, but definitely we understand that the points have been taken into cognizance and some consideration is being given. And I am hopeful that sooner we'll have a good news.
All right. Let me also get in Mr. Rajiv Kumar of the Rice Exporters Association. Mr. Kumar, give us a sense of the kind of demand that you've made in order to export shipments in the year 2023.
Well, very good afternoon to you and viewers. You see, non-basmati rice exports have really significantly improved over a period of time. If you really look at about 15 years back, we were about 4% of the total exports of rice which was happening from India. But there has been a lot of hard work, legwork done by our exporters all across the globe. And currently we are exporting to about 160 countries of the world. And, during the most difficult times of COVID, we could do total rice exports from India of about close to about $20 billion in 2 years of COVID difficult times. We got a lot of support from government, I would say, the Ministry of Commerce, EPIDA. All this have given a lot of support, the Ministry of Railways. And of course, the exporters had worked very hard during those difficult times to make those shipments happen. Now, currently, if you look at the non-basmati rice exports, it's roughly about 85% of the total exports from India in terms of quantity. Now, there are a lot of countries where human consumption, for human consumption, this rice is being exported, especially the broken rice, which is going to many countries like Senegal and all, where it is not used for animal feed or, let's say, for ethanol production. It is basically for human consumption. And therefore, a lot of people, deserve that 2 square meals. And India has been, very benevolent, I would say, and thank the government that during those times also they allowed us to export rice. And we could export to so many countries. Like Vasudev Kutumbakam, that is our, philosophy, that world is one big family. So we estimate this year also,
so
like
Mr.
it will
Mr.
be
Rajiv,
close to
what
about
is the
18
immediate
million
demand?
tons. The total demand would be about 18 million metric tons this year, 22-23, for non-basmati rice. And I believe around 4.25 or 4.5 will be basmati. So put together, it can go to about 22.5 million metric tons, which will amount to roughly about, let's say, 10.5 billion US dollars.
Right. Are you also worried, and is this also something that you're expressing before the government, that you're losing the global market to other nations, Mr. Rajiv?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There is a very stiff competition from Vietnam, Thailand, then, Myanmar, Pakistan. So as it is, in India, we face this logistic cost is pretty high. And because most of the transport happens through road, whereas, in our major competitors being Vietnam and Thailand, where they have canal system and river transportation is there. So the cost of logistic is really half of us. So we have to fight a very severe battle on this. And the government, prohibiting broken rice exports and putting a 20% export duty on white rice. Of course, the agenda of government was to help the consumers that the prices are in control. And in last 4 months, a lot of effort has been done in that direction. And I think the prices remain quite stable. And also the procurement by FCI has been pretty good. So now the government is in a position to, of course, lift this export duty of 20%. It is pretty high because if you understand this business of exports of rice,
Yeah.
it's a very labor intensive. Lot of capital is invested in this, and their margins are not very large. So it is a very genuine demand of exporters. And over a period of time, we have developed this market,
Right.
going to 160 countries, developing especially
Okay.
in African markets and all. We are serving it on a platter to the competition to break through in our markets, which we have developed over a period of time.
All right, we've run out of time, but Mr. Rajiv Kumar and Mr. Vinod Kaul, thank you very much with your views. Let's see what the government does. We believe there could be a press briefing by the Food and Consumer Affairs Ministry on Thursday. Let's see what happens there onwards. Let's move on to a big development just coming in, the government's battery swapping drive. We hear that the government is not looking to set any standards for battery sizes, but will set safety and performance standards. This was one of the key asks of the automotive industry. Abhimanyu Sharma joins us with the latest. Abhimanyu, what are you hearing from the government, and when will we see the final draft of the battery swapping policy?
Well, the timeline for issuance of the final draft is yet to come out in the public domain. But what sources have indicated till now is that as far as battery swapping is concerned, it is a nascent industry in India, and the government does not want to stifle innovation in that so far. Hence, it is not looking to set any standards for battery sizes. However, it's looking to set safety and performance standards. The standards will be voluntary to begin with, and they will be mandated only after BIS publishes ARAI's rules. The safety and performance standards will first get mandated for 2- and 3-wheelers, which usually witness the maximum degree of battery swapping. And currently, the government is exploring the possibility of extending the scheme to trucks which run on long distances, where there is a huge possibility for battery swapping to be effected. The government will implement the safety and performance standards for vehicles in a phased manner. It remains to be seen what further developments will take place in this domain, and how early the government draft will be out. Also, more importantly, what will have to be noted, that what will be the degree of mandate from the government side for various segments and sets of vehicles, based on which any further decision making will be done by vehicle owners and by the automobile industry at large.
All right, thanks Abhimanyu for that quick update on the battery swapping standards that will come into effect for the industry. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.